Welcome back to the University of Life, the 12 Loves, and we are now on love number 9, one of the most famous loves. And if I was going to ask in a survey and ask you, like, what do you think the greatest love is? A lot of people would say this one. They would be wrong, and I'm going to try and persuade you of that. Nevertheless, it's pretty darn good and really crucial, as I'll explain. This one is unconditional love. I mentioned in the last video that this is something you typically, hopefully, get from your family. Now, not all families are healthy enough to do this, and so a lot of us, we didn't get enough of this as kids, and unlike really little kids, right? And so it makes us struggle for the rest of our lives. That's unfortunate. Hopefully, as you understand this a little better, you'll be able to provide this where appropriate, and maybe understand it and provide it better for yourself as well. Unconditional love is an archetypal maternal love, meaning that we often think of it as, the feminine side, the yin side of personality, which loves unconditionally. That does not mean that men can't do it, not by a long shot, because remember, we all have yin and yang, anima, animus within us as well. So don't use this as an excuse, like, I can't do that, I'm a man. That's not how it works. But we attribute it that way because, the hormones that work in the genders, like males have testosterone, which can make them more aggressive and such, and females tend to have more estrogen and oxytocin sometimes, the bonding things. That certainly influences our psyche, and so it makes sense that it's more evident in females generally than in males, not always, but often. And so basically, if with this unconditional love, how you'd spell this out and explain it is to say that, look, you belong here no matter what. Like, you are my child in the case of a child. You belong to me. Nothing will ever change that. And can you imagine? If you feel that way, wow, congratulations. If you feel this security, and if you've ever felt that once, it kind of gives you a free pass for life to be able to feel that more readily. And if you haven't, can you imagine feeling that safe? Like nothing you can do can kick you out, or at least almost nothing. Maybe if you're really, really, really terrible, they're like, look, we just can't do this. Go away. But that's uncommon. It really provides a sense of safety. It's so crucial. And the beautiful thing about this is let's say you're in a family unit, or even just with one person, your mother or whatever, or your lover, and you have this unconditional love, and you feel so safe. Guess what it allows you to do? Some people might think, oh, well, you'd want to stay there forever. No, it's actually the opposite, because you're so safe that now it's safe to go out and experience life and talk to other people, and hope, and maybe even expect similar results with other people. So because you have a home base that's safe that you can always return to. So you have instilled deep within you a sense of security, which is one of the most important psychological attributes you can have, is a deep sense of security. And unconditional love, like nothing else I know, helps to provide that sense, especially if it's from a powerful person. So let's say you are like very masculine and stuff, and you love your child or your partner or whoever unconditionally. Well, to be unloved by someone who's like that secure, like strong and protective, wow, even better, right? The other one's sweet. I don't know. I won't say better or worse, but really good. So by all means, learn unconditional love. Now, one of the biggest problems with unconditional love is not actually a problem with unconditional love. It's a problem with the way we understand it, what we expect of it. And it's when people think, oh, if I love you unconditionally, then I can never get angry at you. I can never hold you accountable. I have to do whatever you want to make you happy. No, not so. Let's jump back to explain this better. Let's jump back to invested love, where you see the person's potential and you want them to grow up and become an adult as well. That's the parent's primary job, is to say, look, I'm your parent, I love you, I take care of you, you're safe. And then they grow and become teenagers and get more and more independent. And the ultimate thing is when they're like, I'm not anybody's child anymore. They're still your child, but rather, I am my own adult. I am the boss of me. I am responsible for my life. I'm not going to play the victim and wish somebody had saved me and, oh, stop hurting me, everyone, because I am now the adult and I'm complete and I'm on top of my own little food chain, so to speak. That is the job of parents, and unconditional love is one of the greatest gifts you can give them to help to form that. And if you didn't get that when you were like 1 or 2 years old, tough luck. No amount of unconditional love given to you can fix that. No one else can fix that. You must do it for yourself. You must learn to love and accept yourself unconditionally and celebrate and love it and be excited about who you are and say, okay, I'm alive and this is cool and I'm going to do something with it. It's okay. It's not like in unconditional love, you don't say, you're perfect, you have no flaws. No, that's romantic illusion, like a really bad case of it. Rather, it says, you belong here. Now clean up your freaking socks. Get out there and go for a walk. Stop eating all that junk food, sugar, you're going to get diabetes. It's like, take care of yourself. I care about you as well. And so unconditional love, it has boundaries. You bet it does. It can be strong and tough love. It can be all those things. But it's like, no matter whether you fall short or not on these expectations and these boundaries and stuff, you still belong here. I'm still with you, even if I push you out so you really have to, try your own wings or something like that. So hopefully that clears up a little bit about what it means to love unconditionally and makes it a little bit safer to do it. It's less of an obligation than maybe you were thinking it was. And like I said, super important. So if you don't have that sense of it in yourself, don't forget, work on learning that. Super important if you want to maximize your life. So there's unconditional love, and maybe you can guess what's coming up next. Maybe an archetypal, like a different parent. So let's find out. See you in the next video. Love you.